Oh, hey guys, I didn't see you there. Welcome to the, here's the plush collection. I'm kidding. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So basically, for this plush collection, we're doing things a little bit differently. I will be going through each plush individually, shown right here, and basically just, showing the plush off instead of just showing it, placing it down. We're going to show them each off individually, and this is a method that I found was useful and simple, yet very informative. And it's by a particular YouTuber who's done plush collections before, so if any of you know, you know, so credit goes to him, because I'm pretty sure someone here is gonna, or a few people are gonna know how this plush collection is kind of like based off and designed. But anyway, this is what's gonna happen. So we're gonna start off with, official plushies, starting from in game order this year, and basically we're just gonna go through the games and plushies from Funko, U2s, Xmart, whatever, just FNAF plushies and from the games. I may get things mixed up from time to time, I may forget things. If there's any plushies that I am missing, comment down below and I'll try to put them in the next plush collection, because some plushies I do feel are missing, but I don't know where they are, and I need to film this video. So, and I did have a look for them, I still couldn't find them. So anyway, we're gonna jump right into the plush collection, starting off with Freddy Fazbear himself. So hope you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. It's gonna be kind of a boring video, but also, it's an 11th anniversary FNAF video and a plush collection for 2025. So sit back and enjoy the video, guys. First up, we got Freddy Fazbear. I'm Freddy Fazbear. Next up, we have Bonnie the Bunny. Hey everybody, the name's Bonnie. Now we have Chica the Chicken. Hey everybody, let's eat. Next up, we have Foxy the Pirate. Yar mateys, the name is Foxy. Kind of a beat up Foxy. Yeah, I'm kind of beat up. You didn't fix me, FNAF boy. I'm sorry, but you didn't fix me. And here is Chica's Cupcake. Not a Funko plush, it is off a bootleg, and that bootleg will be shown today, because it's now a custom plushie. So stay tuned and see if you can spot where this cupcake is from. If you're OG fans, you would know. Now we have Golden Freddy. I am Golden Freddy. One of the exclusives to the first wave of the Funko FNAF plushies. For the first wave, I don't have Toy Freddy or, from the other, or Shadow Freddy, from the other exclusives, but we're focusing on game accurate lore here from the game, so Golden Freddy. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have finished FNAF 1, so now let's move on to FNAF 2. First off, for FNAF 2, we are starting with Toy Chica. Let's party! I don't have Toy Bonnie or Toy Freddy because they are expensive and I can hardly find them. Hopefully, by the FNAF 2 movie's release, I will have them. So, Toy Chica. And now we have the Puppet. I recognize you, but I'm not afraid of you. Not anymore. Or my puppet's voice, hello, my name is the Puppet. The puppet. And here we have the Toy Cupcake, or Carl, Toy Chica's Cupcake. Next up, we have Balloon Boy, or BB. I just want your sweet, succulent, AA batteries. Now, I don't have Toy Freddy, or Toy Bonnie, or Shadow Freddy, because I can't find them, and they're very expensive on eBay, because that's the place I only really can find them. I can't find them anywhere else for a cheap price. So we're going to move on to the Withered, starting with Withered Freddy from Xmart Global. The name's Withered Freddy. How you doing? Next up, we have Withered Bonnie. What's going on, Mike? My name's Withered Bonnie. How are you, bruv? Yep, what's up? And now we have Withered Chica. I've seen everything. I was the first. I've seen everything. Now we have Withered Foxy. Night Guard, I'm gonna kick your... With that concludes FNAF 2. Now let's move on to FNAF 3. Starting off, we have Springtrap. I always come back. And next up we have Phantom Foxy, which is unfortunately a bootleg because I also cannot find the official plush and it's also very expensive because it's rare. But here is Phantom Foxy. And now we have Phantom BB.
I just want some. I also want some AA batteries. You know, I just really want me some AA batteries.
Now you guys are probably thinking that's the end of FNAF 3, but no. I'm putting these plushies in this section specifically because this is actually the first time we see them in game. So here we have Spring Bonnie.
The name's Spring Bonnie, guys. How's everyone doing there in the YouTube world?
And now we have Fredbear from Xmart Global. The name's Fredbear. How's everyone doing? Hi. With that, we have Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and that fills up the first row on the couch. So now we're going to move on to FNAF 4. No, wait, that's 4. First up, we have Nightmare Freddy. I am Nightmare Freddy. I'll be on your bed at night. Now we have Nightmare Foxy. The name's Nightmare Foxy, and I like hiding in your closet. I also would like to take this moment to just say that these two plushies were my first ever FNAF plushies ever. Like, ever. So these two mean a lot to me, So now we have Nightmare Cupcake, which this is a bootleg, by the way. People have said it looks official, but no, it is a bootleg. Oh, Nightmare Cupcake! And now we have bootleg Nightmare Bonnie, or Gabe's World, whatever.
Nightmare Bonnie, Spring Butt.
Yeah, whatever. Guys, my apologies. We must reverse back to FNAF 2 for a second because I forgot about Shadow Bonnie, RXQ. I forgot about Shadow Bonnie completely. We gotta move back. But here is Shadow Bonnie, the Xmart Shadow Bonnie. And here we have Nightmare, which the company's name is, like, it's kind of hard to pronounce, but it's gonna be on screen somewhere for you guys to see. But here is Nightmare. I am the Nightmare. Pretty nice plush. Simple, but pretty clean. Now we have Jacko Bonnie, which I know you guys are thinking, would these not be in the FNAF VR section? No, because these were in the Halloween edition for FNAF 4, so these guys are being put in this section. Name's Jacko Bonnie. And now we have Jacko Chica.
Come and burn with me.
That is rounding out FNAF 4. So now let's move on to Sister Location, and Shadow Bonnie was added, so let's go. Now here is Circus Baby.
I'm Baby.
Bootleg plush, by the way. And here is Funtime Foxy. A performance was demanded of me, and now I have delivered. Encore! And now we have Ballora. Why do you hide inside these walls? Bootleg plush. And now we have Funtime Freddy and Bonbon.
Hey, Bonbon! Go get him!
And now we have Ennard. The name's Ennard. Now we have Lolbit. Guess you weren't expecting me now, were ya? And that's all the Sister Location plushies I have. I don't have Bonnet, I don't have Black Eye Ennard, I don't have the Exotic Butters, and I don't have official plushies of Baby and Ballora. So that's all we have, folks. Now we're going to move on to FNAF 6. Guys, I am so sorry, but we have to come back again to FNAF 2. See, this is what happens when you just don't organize your plushies. This is what happens. You just forget that some exist sometimes. But here we have Toy Foxy, or Fixed Mangle. Mine's very dirty, but here it is. Here's Toy Foxy. So to start off FNAF 6, we have Rockstar Freddy. Please deposit 5 coins. And now let's move back to FNAF 6 with Rockstar Foxy. Yeah, you play with fire and sometimes you get burned. I still don't know why Funko never made Rockstar Bonnie and Rockstar Chica. It's weird as hell. But here we have Lefty. Shh, come spend eternity with me inside. And here we have another plush by Xmart, even though the tag says Scrap Turtle, which, you know, I don't know why, but this is by Xmart Global. Scrap Trap. I always come back. And here we have Candy Cadet. One of Funko's very unusual designs and choices for a plush, but you know, it works. And unfortunately, that is all the FNAF 6 that I have. I don't have a lot because these plushies really weren't sold in Ireland, which is very unfortunate. But, you know, I got what I can, and now we're going to move on to FNAF VR, or Help Wanted. Now, first up, we have Dreadbear, or Franken Freddy. Pretty cool stuff. Now we have Grim Foxy, one of my favorite plushies from Funko. And now we have Captain Foxy. Yar-har, mateys! Now we have this tiny little baby Dreadbear, the 5-inch Dreadbear plushie. That is all the Help Wanted plushies from FNAF VR Help Wanted. So now we're going to move on to Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Starting off for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, we have everyone's favorite Glamrock Freddy. Have a phasorific day. And now we have Montgomery Gator. You can run, but you can't hide. And now we have Roxanne Wolf. I am the best. And now we have Glamrock Chica. I smell pizza. And now we have Vanny. Are you having fun yet? And now we have Sunrise. Security alert! Security alert! Woo, 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 woo! And here we have Moondrop. Nighty night, hide away. And to finish off the Security Breach wave with a plush, the same plush that was made by the same people who made the Nightmare plush we saw, Burn Trap. Which is pretty sick plush, not gonna lie, very detailed. And that is Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Pretty sick stuff. So now, before we move on to FNAF AR, I want to focus on the Twisted one, so let's get on to that. Now, all these plushies are unfortunately bootlegs. So first up is Twisted Freddy. Now we have Twisted Bonnie. And now we have Twisted Chica. You can clearly see how it's a bootleg. And now we have Twisted Foxy. And that is the Twisted ones. I don't have Twisted Wolf or Stanley or Theodore, which is very upsetting, but we're going to move on to Five Nights at Freddy's AR. So we got a lot of plushies to go through in this category, so let's get into it. Now, a lot of these names I'm going to forget, so forgive me. This is a VR Toy Freddy, I believe. And here we have High Score Toy Chica. And now we have System Error Toy Bonnie, which is my favorite out of this set, honestly. I really like this plush, I really like it. And now we have The Thin, or Toxic Foxy, I think it is, because I got no clue. This thing is an abomination, and it's hard to believe it still exists. Kill it. And now we have Retro or System, or I don't know what this is. Toy Freddy something, I don't know, it's the plush. And now we have recolors of the first two plushies, Pink VR Toy Freddy. And now we have Light Blue High Score Toy Chica. I don't know why they're recolors. And now we have some decently good plushies, Freddy Frostbear, which is by far one of Funko's best plushies. Definitely. And now we have Firework Freddy. Very fluffy plush. And now we have Ice, BB? I think it is, I have no idea. Something BB, but here it is. Looks pretty cool, looks alright. Now we have Blackheart Bonnie, which is really nice. It is, they did really just rip the design from the Error Toy Bonnie plush, but you know, it works. And now we have Shamrock Freddy, my favorite, well, one of my favorite plushies that Funko has made for obvious reasons. Now we have Candy or Chocolate Freddy, which is a really cool plushie, really nice. I love the pattern work. Now we have Liberty Chica, which is an alright plush. It's decent enough, I suppose. And that's kind of all the FNAF AR plushies that I have from Funko. And honestly, pretty big wave, very colorful wave, but definitely some of the worst plushies we've seen apart from, say, maybe these plushies here. But that's about it, really, and Freddy Fazbear. But now we're going to move on to Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Ruin, which only consists of 2 plushies. And those plushies being Ruined Sun, and I guess Ruined Moon or Eclipse. I don't really know. It's kind of one of the two. I have no idea. But there you go. And those are the only 2 Ruined FNAF plushies from Funko. And then, as we know, they've lost the license. So that is pretty much every Five Nights at Freddy's Funko plushie from a game. And some of them that aren't really from game. Some of them are from Funko. But that's pretty much every Five Nights at Freddy's plushie that is somewhat official, that relates to the games. Now, what we're going to move on to is Funko's kind of OCs, and then some other stuff from Funko, and then we'll get on to the Jumbo plushies, and then custom plushies, and then we'll end off the plush collection, yeah. So here is Blacklight Freddy, Blacklight Blue Freddy. And now we have Blacklight Green Foxy. And if these plushies kind of look all bad and deformed, it's because they've been sitting in a very awkward position for a long time. And those are the only 2 Blacklight plushies that I have. So now we have Easter Blue Freddy, I guess. Now we have Easter Pink Freddy. And now we have the tie-dye plushies with Tie-Dye Freddy. And now we have Tie-Dye Bonnie. And now we have Tie-Dye Chica. And now we have Tie-Dye Foxy, which looks like an abomination. And now we have Tie-Dye Mangle, or Toy Foxy. It's a very odd choice, but whatever, we got it. And now we have the best plush out of this wave, in my opinion, Tie-Dye Springtrap, which I honestly think barely is a tie-dye, honestly, but you know, but I think it's the best plush out of this set anyway. And now we're going to move on to the Blacklight Security Breach plushies. So first off is Blacklight Glamrock Freddy. And I just want to note, guys, I have 2 of these boys because this is actually Ultra's tie-dye Freddy that he left at my house. So I'm putting it in my plush collection. Haha, screw you, Ultra. Haha. And now we have tie-dye Glamrock Chica. Or no, not tie-dye, Blacklight Glamrock Chica. And now we have Blacklight Roxanne Wolf. And now to finish up the Security Breach Blacklights, we have Monty. Blacklight Monty. And now we're going to do the Circus animatronic plush OC thingamabobs. So here we have Balloon Freddy. I was really hoping these guys were going to be in Secret of the Mimic, but they weren't. But I added them in my series because they kind of deserved a spot to be in there. So here you are. And here we have Clown Bonnie. Pretty sick. And now we have Balloon Foxy. Pretty cute. And now we have Clown Depressed Foxy. I don't know why he's so depressed. Maybe because he has a tattooed teardrop. And now to finish this set, because I don't have the Balloon Chica plush, is Clown Freddy. Pretty nice. Now we have the Christmas FNAF plushies, which I actually particularly like. So here is Santa Freddy. Pretty cool. And now we have Gingerbread Foxy. Has a very tiny tail. And now we have Nutcracker Foxy. And now we have Elf Bonnie. Pretty sick, I have to say. And now we have Snowman Chica. Very interesting. I know the plush also has a butt. It's weird, but you know, whatever. And now for the final bit of the Funko plushies, we're just going to show off some additional plushies that Funko has made, starting with Candy the Cat. Burgers and fries, burgers and fries. And now we have Pop Goes Evergreen, or Pop Goes the Weasel. Oh, what's up, mate? Name's Pop Goes. How are ya? And we have Blake the Badger. The name's Blake. How's it going? And now we have this weird big Nightmare Freddy plush, which I don't really know why Funko made this, but they did. There's also a Nightmare Bonnie plush, but I don't have that, so all we have is Nightmare Freddy. Now with all of these plushies out of the way with, and wow, this is pretty beautiful. This is pretty nice to see. You know, there's a lot of money right here. You can just see the money right here. You know, there's a lot of money. But anyway, we are going to move on to the jumbo plushies, some FNAF YouTuber plushies, some custom plushies, and yeah, that's going to be it. You know, so let's get right into it. Start off the jumbos. We have Nightmare Freddy, pretty big boy. Now we have Nightmare Foxy, beautiful stuff. And then we have Rockstar Freddy. Now we have Lefty. Now we have Vanny. Now we have Easter Foxy, beautiful. And now we have Easter Blue Freddy, nice. And now we have Sun, and we also have Moon. There we are, they're looking beautiful along with the rest of the jumbo plushies. They're looking absolutely beautiful. Okay, now we're going to move on to some YouTubers and YouTubers plushies, and then we will get on to the custom plushies, probably what everyone is waiting for. So let's get straight into it and not waste any time. So by Sly Pie and Makeship, we have Calissa Seal Zarinator. Pretty good stuff. And now we have everyone's favorite bounty hunter, Wes, with all his amazing accessories. And now we have Slippy, with all his accessories too, with his mask from Last Days and his speaker device. And now we have Malgamation. Pretty good stuff, love it. And now we have Plushatron 2.0 with me, Sly, or a little bit, Ultra with the Ultra Sword, Swifty, Travis, and Esky on the back, looking beautiful. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Now to finish off the YouTuber section, we have Travis Plush Productions. Pretty nice stuff, love it. That is all the YouTuber plushies. Pretty nice stuff. Now let's move on to the custom plushies. Now, considering Secret of the Mimic didn't get actual official plushies apart from Hex, so we are going to start off the custom plushies wave with the Secret of the Mimic plushies, starting off with Jackie, with removable eyes to change them, but I don't know where those eyes are, so yeah. And posable arms with a removable waist, so now Jackie can crawl. Pretty good stuff, one of my most proud customs. And now we have the elephant costume, which this is technically not a plush, it's a puppet really, but you know, Secret of the Mimic, so yeah, it's the elephant costume. And now we have Nurse Dolly, which doesn't really look like Nurse Dolly because it looks like a piece of poop, but you know, Nurse Dolly. And now we have Party Time Chica. Pretty cool. And now we have Tiger Rock, or the White Tiger. Pretty sick, I must say. Very proud of this guy. And to finish off Secret of the Mimic, we have Big Top, which I've had to fix for the third time now because his head is too heavy and his neck can't support him, but it's holding now. So there we go, there's Big Top, absolutely beautiful. His arms are posable. I'll do it right now. There we go, and his feet can kind of pose too, so pretty cool. Now let's move on to the other custom plushies and just duplicates of stuff. In no particular order, by the way, we are just grabbing and we're just throwing them down. So here we have is Ultra Plush Productions, or just Ultra now. And here we have this weird Freddy plush. I think this was a FNAF YouTuber, I'm not too sure, but here's just like this, I guess, cool Freddy thingamabob, I don't know. And now we have Michael Schmidt from the FNAF movie. And now we have Swifty Plush Productions, or Swifty's old OC, this plush looks very terrible. And now we have Phantom Freddy, pretty cool. Now we have Electro from Sly Pie, pretty cool. Now we have Super Mario Freddy, or just Mario Freddy, whatever, pretty cool. And here we have Nightmarion, pretty sick. And now we have the Mimic from Ruin. Now we have this bootleg Sun plush, which looks very bad. And to follow that up, we have this bootleg Moon plush. And now we have one of my favorite FNAF characters, Glitch Trap. Yes, 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 Glitch Trap, yes. And now we have Eclipse, pretty sick. And now we have Aunt Jane from the FNAF movie. And now we have Movie Bonnie by Ace Plush Productions. Big shout out to Ace for sending me this plushie. And now we also have a Dreadbear bootleg. I mean, not bootleg, a duplicate plush that's even still tagged. Pretty sick. Now we have Scrap Baby, made from a bootleg baby plush. Pretty nice. Now we have Phantom Mangle. Pretty cool. And here we have William Afton from the FNAF movie, Matthew Lillard, with the mask off. Here is the Spring Bonnie mask right here. Pretty cool stuff. And now we have one of my first ever FNAF plushies, first ever custom FNAF plushies, Withered Bonnie. Looks very terrible. And now we have FNAFlix, pretty sick. Now we have Funtime Cupcake, pretty nice. Now we have this bootleg Fat Foxy plush, which I think was meant to be Fatty Foxy from the Johnny Albert show. And now we have Into the Pit Spring Bonnie, pretty sick. And this is the same plush as Burn Trap and Nightmare, which I turned into a custom, pretty sick. And now we have Old Man Consequences, that was made from a Monty plush, which I might remake, but still pretty cool. And here's a duplicate Nightmare Foxy, which looks really good, a very good Nightmare Foxy. It's just a duplicate plush, but you know, here you go. And here is the U2's Grim Foxy plush, which I don't know why I ordered this. I think I just liked it because it looked cool, but here's the U2's Grim Foxy plush. And now here we have this weird Shadow Glitch Trap. I don't know why I made this. Forget. And here we have Headless Funtime Freddy. Poor bro, the doctor really did him bad. And here we have Ruined Chica, or Ruined Glamrock Chica, from Funnest Freddy's Ruin. And here we have Eleanor, which is very terrible, but you know, here's Eleanor. And here is Scrap Trap, my custom Scrap Trap plushie, which I think looks pretty sick. And now we have Steve Ragler, pretty nice. And now we have Five Nights at Froakies. I miss you, bro. Please come back, bro. I miss you. And now we have Fetch. Pretty cool. And now we have Brooks Plush World. And here we have Bon Bon, which is just cut off of Funtime Freddy. Not really a custom, but you know, here's Bon Bon if the camera would focus on him. There we go, Bon Bon. Now we have Ruined Roxy. Pretty deformed because she's been sitting in a box for so long. And now Super Fredbear Plush Productions, or the Super Fredbear. Pretty cool. And now we have the Cleanobot, the Cleanovac, which should have been in the Secret the Mimic section, but I forgot about him because I don't arrange my stuff. So I'm sorry, Cleanovac, bro, but here you are. And now we have my very crappy custom Jacko Bonnie. It is very crappy. And this is this. I don't really know what this is. I think it was a FNAF YouTuber. I don't know what this is at this point. And now we have Accurate Monty. Accurate Montgomery Gator 2 Security Breach. Hell yeah. And now we have Gregory. And here is FNAF Funboy. And here is the Yellow Rabbit Spring Bonnie from the FNAF movie. And here is one of my first ever customs, Withered Foxy, which he was meant to have a different ear. That's kind of just a slip-on thing, but I don't know where that is. But here is Withered Foxy. And here is Abby from the FNAF movie. Pretty cool. And here is Ruined Monty. And here we have Ignited Chica. Pretty cool. And here is Count the Ways, Funtime Freddy. And here is Travis Plush Productions. Oh my god, this is terrible. And here is Schleipai. And here is my very crappy Moon Plush, which is one of my first customs again. But oh my god, this is terrible looking. To follow up with that, here is Sun. This is just awful to look at. And here is Shattered Monty. And now for one of the final custom plushies, we have MXES from Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Security Breach Ruin. Oh my god. Now to finish up the second last custom plush, DJ Music Man. Pretty cool, and by the way, he is much smaller than a Big Top. Well, my custom is anyway. And here is the Blob, or the Tangle. Looking pretty sick. I made this as a school project, funny enough. And the final plush to finish the plush collection. It's me! Of course it's me. How could it not be me? I'm gonna sit my booty right there. Yep, that's the plush collection. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the entire 2025 11th anniversary for Five Nights at Freddy's plush collection. Holy crap, this is extraordinary from what is here. Hey guys, FNAF Boy again. Now just before the video ends, I just want to say happy anniversary to Five Nights at Freddy's. It's the 11th anniversary. This is pretty crazy. FNAF's been around for 11 years now. I know this anniversary isn't going to be as big as the 10th-year anniversary, but I figured I'd give you guys a little video just to, just for the 11th anniversary. And also for a plush collection, because I didn't do a 2025 plush collection this year, and I probably won't, but this is a plush collection, for FNAF, and I guess the 2025 FNAF plush collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This was very tiring to do. Plush collections take such a long time to do. It's why we do them once a year, because they take absolutely ages to set up and do. But I hope you guys enjoyed. So make sure you guys go down, smash the like button, make sure you comment down below, turn on the notification bell so you never miss when I upload. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and do all that. And follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and buy the merch. Join my Discord, or join the plush cord. And also, guys, let's try to get to 300k subscribers, please. Let's please try to get to 300k, please. But anyway, hope you guys had a great FNAF anniversary. Bye, guys.